My name is Adira, and until recently, I believed I had the perfect marriage. My husband, Eli, was charming, successful, thoughtful, and incredibly attentive. Or at least, that's what the world saw. Behind closed doors, he had become distant. Over the last 3 months, he had changed. He left for work earlier than usual. He came home late, claiming meetings ran long. He stopped hugging me in the mornings. Screens locked the moment I walked by. Little signs. Little cuts. Nothing deep enough to bleed yet. But everything changed on my birthday. That evening, Eli came home smelling of a cologne I didn't own. His tie was slightly misplaced, and there was lipstick on the inner collar. Barely visible, but I saw it. I said nothing, because something inside me whispered, "Tonight you will find the truth." He placed his hands over my eyes dramatically and guided me to the dining room. When he removed them, I almost forgot the unease in my chest. He had prepared a candlelight dinner, soft jazz, a ruby red dress laid out for me, a dozen roses. "Happy birthday, sweetheart," he murmured. But there was something off in his smile, tight, strained, almost forced. Then he picked up a bottle of my favorite wine. A wine he hated. A wine he never bought without a reason. The cork popped. He filled my glass generously and poured himself one, too. I lifted the glass, but before sipping, I inhaled gently, something I always did. The smell was wrong. Metallic, bitter, almost medicinal. My stomach tightened. I didn't show any reaction. Instead, I smiled sweetly and said, "Let's toast properly. Let me pour for you." Before he could protest, I casually switched our glasses. He froze. For a split second, his eyes widened. A flicker. Barely there, but I saw it. He said, "Actually, I'll get a different bottle. This one tastes off." My blood ran cold. He knew which glass was which. He grabbed my glass, the one that smelled strange, and walked towards the kitchen. But as he turned, his hand shook, and in that moment I realized he was scared of his own drink because it wasn't meant for him. While he was in the kitchen pretending to change the bottle, his phone buzzed on the dining table. The message preview glowed brightly. "Is it done? She should not feel anything after one glass. Delete this." My hands trembled. Another message came instantly. "We can finally be together. I love you, Eli." A woman's name flashed below. My vision blurred. My heart cracked, but it didn't break. Not yet. Not until I confirmed what I already knew. I opened the kitchen door quietly. Eli was standing with his back turned. He was dumping the contents of my glass into the sink. But beside him, on the counter, was a small bottle with a pharmacy label. Doxylamine succinate, high dose. Warning, fatal if mixed with alcohol. I gasped. He spun around. His face drained of color. I ran. He grabbed my arm. I screamed. He tried to call me, but panic had already taken over him. "It's not what you think," he shouted, but I had seen enough. I locked myself in the bedroom and dialed the number from the text. A woman answered on the first ring. "Eli? Is everything—" I interrupted. "This isn't Eli." Silence. Then a soft, cruel laugh. "So you finally know." My chest tightened, she continued. "He promised he would leave you. He said you were holding him back. He said you were too perfect to divorce, that you'd ruin his image. He said—" I hung up. I couldn't breathe. My legs
When
gave out
I
and I
finally
collapsed
opened
onto the
the
floor.
bedroom door, Eli was sitting on the floor outside it, head in his hands. "Adira, listen," he pleaded. "It wasn't supposed to be like this." "You were going to kill me," I whispered. His silence confirmed everything. I picked up my phone. He didn't stop me. He just let his head fall into his hands as I dialed 15. The police arrived within minutes. He didn't struggle when they handcuffed him. He didn't deny anything. He didn't even look at me as they led him away. Maybe he knew he had lost everything already. The investigation revealed months of planning. The mistress testified. The messages were undeniable. The purchase of the medication was recorded. His internet searches were horrifying. He eventually broke. "Yes," he confessed in court. "Yes, I tried to poison my wife. I didn't have the courage to divorce her. I wanted a different life. I wanted freedom." The world saw the truth, but I had seen it long before anyone else did. 1 year later. I sit by the ocean every morning, sipping tea instead of wine. I've started a small storytelling channel. I help people identify dangers in relationships. I help them trust their instincts. Because that night, when the wine smelled strange, my instinct saved my life. Today, I am healing, growing, living. And every birthday, I raise a glass, not of wine, but of hope, and whisper to myself, "I survived the man who pretended to love me."
The house was too quiet, the kind of quiet that hurts. After Eli's arrest, I moved back into my childhood home temporarily. Everywhere I went, people looked at me with a mix of pity and horror. Neighbors whispered, relatives visited, pretending to worry, but craving gossip. Everyone wanted to know, how could a man like Eli try to kill someone like you? I didn't have answers. I barely had strength. I was attending therapy twice a week. My nights were filled with nightmares of the wine glass slipping from my hands. But something else began happening. I started receiving messages from an unknown number. "You destroyed my life. Eli was mine. This isn't over." The messages were from her, the mistress. One evening after returning from therapy, I found someone sitting on the hood of my car. Long black hair, sharp features, a red coat. The mistress. Her smile was cruel. "So you're the famous wife he risked prison for," she sneered. I froze. My therapist had warned me about confrontations. My trauma was still raw. "What do you want?" I whispered. She jumped off the car gracefully and walked toward me. "I want what was stolen from me." "I didn't steal anything," I replied shakily. She laughed, cold, bitter. "Eli promised me everything. His house, his business, his future. But after you called the police..." She stepped closer, her perfume suffocating. "He turned on me. He said I poisoned you." Her voice cracked. "He said I manipulated him. He said I forced him." She clenched her jaw. "And now the police are asking questions." I realized the truth. She wasn't here to threaten me. She was here to save herself. "You think I'll protect you?" I asked. "No," she whispered. "You will." She leaned in close. "Or I will ruin what little life you have left." 2 days later, a brown envelope showed up at my doorstep. Inside were photographs. Pictures of me sitting in cafes, driving, shopping, sleeping in my childhood home, taken through the window. A message inside said, "You will regret reporting Eli." My breath caught. My body shook. Someone was stalking me. But was it the mistress or Eli's friends? Or Eli himself,
using someone on the outside. I didn't know. But I knew one thing. I wasn't safe.